Happy Wednesday. Keith Tebow from FRC Media. Thank you for joining us. Time for our weekly conversation with the mayor of the city of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan. Mayor, how are you this week?
Doing okay, Keith. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I actually want to start earlier this week. Actually 2 days ago on Monday, Governor Baker, Lieutenant Governor Polito, and the Education Secretary Pizer were in Fall River at Durfee High School, getting some input from a number of Durfee students on the early college program. And for those of you who don't know, it's a program where students can actually get a jump start in college by taking some classes at both Bristol Community College and Bridgewater State. And for many of them, by the time they leave, they'll have a good number of credits as they head into their college career. I know the governor has always been impressed by this program, and I know you are as well. As there's a lot of great Durfee students taking advantage of this, right?
Absolutely. And I think one of the reasons they focused on us on Monday was also um, in not only BCC and Bridgewater, but we've added UMass Dartmouth for next year. So I think we're the only high school in the state that has early college programs with three colleges or universities. Our kids get a tremendous bump in their GPA. They get a tremendous head start on credits, and those courses, of course, count towards the high school diploma and their first year of college, which is just the best of both worlds. And to have both the governor, lieutenant governor, and secretary of education here, it was a big plus for the city. And they came down because specifically they know what a great school Durfee is, how far it's come, how far we have to go, and they see progress across the board in that building. And I can't say enough about that administration and how much they've supported education in Fall River. It's been a godsend.
Now, do you know how many students at Durfee are involved in the program, and is there plans to hopefully expand it?
I think it's about 175. They have 175 students, and it will be expanding, I guess, as we build out. It's funny because Durfee is the city high school, and it catches so many kids from both public, private transfers. Um, you know, they're working on their reputation, and they of course have problems like every single school in the state. I read a big article 2 days ago on Situate in the Boston Globe and the problems they're having with both conduct, mental health issues, attendance, and it's across the state right now. And Durfee is battling those same kind of issues as all the schools in Fall River are. But I really believe with Superintendent Ponce and the team she's got at the ad building, we'll take this on, and I think we'll do some great things.
Yeah, absolutely. In other news, something I didn't have a chance to speak with you last week on, the director of community maintenance, John Perry, is on leave with pay pending an investigation. Is there anything you can fill us in on this? I know, I believe um, the suspension is for 2 weeks. Do you have any updates you can provide us?
No, I think we'll have some updates on May 3rd. That would be the end of the suspension, Keith. We're trying to make sure we don't jump the gun on anything, and we have our facts across, whether they're good or bad, in order as we go forward with this. We want to make sure all of our department heads have one goal when they go to work every day, and that's to make Fall River a better place to live. And again, when things come up, it's our job to address them, and we're doing it in a thorough and thoughtful manner. And I'm sure we'll have some announcements probably at the beginning of next week.
I know we've talked about this before with other incidents, but it seems like when it comes to a public institution like a city, like a state, like a federal government, these things tend to get a lot of attention in the media and on social media. But in some ways, some of these problems are no different than any private company, right? You have some issues with employees; they come up, you deal with them, correct?
Well, that's what it is, and to get Fall River to a better place, you have to work through issues like that. And just in our case, they're much more public, whether they're in the schools, the fire department, the police department, DCM, government center. Those things tend to have more scrutiny from the public because, again, we're all funded um, through taxpayers' dollars. So it does bring a little more light to it, but at the same time, people should know that we're doing things in a thoughtful manner and trying to do what's best for the city. And since I've been here, um, we've gone through a number of changes. I never close the door on changes going forward. And I think, as I said, if we can set in order a foundation of people that put Fall River first, then we'll be okay. And that's what we're working on.
Yeah. I had a chance this week to have an in-depth discussion with interim police chief Paul Garvin. And one of the items I brought up with him, among many, is the item of creating an ordinance to deal with nuisance ATVs and other motorbikes on city streets. I know you had a meeting with the chief, and I believe some members of the city council. What's the status of that? And are you hoping to get this passed in time for when the weather really gets warm?
No, we want to get this done within the next couple of weeks. We want something on the books that limits that kind of behavior, or does the best we can to limit it. We don't want. I mean, I see it. I think you've probably seen it. These people weaving in and out through traffic, driving on a sidewalk, driving down the parking lot, cutting out. It's not safe. Regretfully, last year we lost a young man in Fall River that was killed on a motorcycle. We don't want that. We just don't want it. We want people to know that right out in the Freetown State Forest, there's a tremendous outdoor trail system where people can go and ride their bikes and in a safe environment where they're supposed to be riding dirt bikes and ATVs, but not down Plymouth Avenue or on Broadway. It's just not safe. People have to understand it, and we're going to try to get a little stricter with it and to enforce the laws. Some already exist, and some will be new when we get done with the ordinance. So it's coming very quickly.
And I know that you're not looking to reinvent the wheel here. There are similar ordinances in place. I believe in Providence is one of those.
Yeah, Providence, Taunton's got one. We're looking to take the best of other ordinances and mix them in with some of our own ideas, and let's see if we can have a little bit of an impact on it. It's just plain old not safe, and we don't need it.
Yeah. Last week on Earth Day, it was great to see a number of people come out for the beginning of I'll call it the cleanup season here in Fall River. I know your administration has worked hard in working with neighborhood groups and working with residents to help make the city a cleaner place. It was a great turnout last week. I know there's others planned, including this weekend. I believe there's an Arbor Day event that will help do some cleanups, and there's others coming up. Can you fill us in on any details as you know them? I know there's a citywide cleanup in June, right?
Yeah, we have the big citywide cleanup will be June 25th. Arbor Day is this weekend at North Park, so we'll be up there from, I think it's 10 to 1. It's going to be something. We'll clean the park. We'll have some events for kids. We'd love to have people come out and join us. But after that, they really start to ramp up. We're going to be going on May 7th to 28th, July. There's a number of what they call the Unified Cleanup Series, which Emily from the YMCA organizes. There's like 5 or 6 of those. So we're going to try to clean some things up. And we did on both days last weekend, on Friday with our Congressman, Jake Auchincloss, and a couple of our state reps, Viola, Sylvia. They all came down to help clean up. And on Saturday, we went right back down to Globe Four Corners, did a number of streets down there. I drove through it on Sunday, and I mean, it looks so much better when we have a clean city. And we really need the public's help, though. If the public can't attend a cleanup, if they can't get out and pitch in, which again, schedules sometimes limit people, if they can clean in front of their house, or they can clean 2 houses, that helps us. It's funny because some of the stuff we're cleaning up, we use a rake and a shovel because it's old litter. It's not a cup someone threw out of the window 3 hours ago. And we could really use help if people just took pride in the front of their house, in the front of the sidewalk in front of their house, and pitch in a little bit. It would make Fall River a better place. And we want to help. We want to do what we can to get it cleaned up. And we're going to work hard on it this summer.
Another great effort that takes place quite often in times of tragedy is how the city can come together in support of either an individual, or in this case, an entire country. The Interfaith Council of Southeastern Massachusetts is sponsoring an interfaith walk this Sunday that will go from Blessed Trinity Parish on Plymouth Avenue and end at St. John the Baptist Ukrainian Catholic Church on Senate Street, and I know that you'll be participating in that as well. Again, another great community event for people to show solidarity for those that are really suffering in other parts of the world.
Absolutely. I mean, I watch those videos and I watch what's going on in the Ukraine, and it just makes me so glad that we don't have to deal with that in a country like the United States of America. But at the same time, those poor people are being displaced. They're leaving their country. They're moving to another European country. They got bombs going off all over the place. It's a tremendous tragedy. And if we let one person know in Ukraine that the city of Fall River stands with them, then we're getting our message out. So we hope people come and take the walk with us. Again, it's at 4 o'clock on Sunday, beginning at the Blessed Trinity right on Plymouth Avenue. We'd love to see you there. I think it's important to send a message. And again, whether there's 1 or 100 people there, we'll be out there walking on Sunday, God willing.
Yeah. All right. Mayor, as always, thank you for your time. We'll talk again next week. Take care.
Okay, Keith, thank you very much, people.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for joining us here this week, as always, on FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great day.